Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. You know what I find very interesting, I wasn't even really going to discuss this situation, but then when I thought about it, I feel like it deserved some kind of discussion. Now, in case you guys don't know, there's a situation going on between two comedians. Ironic, isn't comedians people that's supposed to make you laugh, who tell people they supposed to take a joke, but they can't seem to take a joke or criticism them themselves. But there's a situation going on between a comedian by the name of Scruncho and TK Kirkland, a guy that I'm not very fond of for just a variety of different reasons. I just don't like the dude. He just comes across as a agent sometimes, and he sucks up too much to DJ Vlad Rally, the informant. But nevertheless, apparently he's had a long-standing beef with a comedian by the name of Scruncho, and it's got to the point to where these dudes are exchanging words. Both of these guys are threatening violence against each other. One claiming to have knocked out the other one, and it's beginning to get highly publicized. And I think it should get highly publicized because I think comedians need to be called out on their hypocrisy. Now, keep in mind, these comedians form like a union and like a alliance to go against Will Smith for basically, slapping the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth for basically disrespecting him and his wife on a major platform. And, at the end of the day, we're living in a time where there's no such thing as accountability anymore. People want to be lawless. People want to feel like they can say and do anything they want without any repercussions, and then make it look like if you have an issue with them and you basically bring it to their attention that you're sensitive, you're being too emotional. At the end of the day, people are trying to teach you to be gutless and a coward, and to sit up there and allow yourself to be disrespected because people want to be lawless now and emotionless and act like they don't have to take accountability for anything. Maybe that's why they pushing AI so much, because they want you to be like robots and everything. They want you to be emotionless. And some of these people starting to have a robot mentality, but they're going to learn the hard way that life doesn't work like that. It's accountability for everything. And I'm not one of these dudes that go by words that let words deter me from saying or feeling how I feel about a situation. Oh, stuff like, oh, you all up in your feelings, you being too emotional. And they only use that terminology primarily for people that look like me, to guilt me into not saying nothing and allowing myself to be disrespected on a regular basis, because, people love disrespecting black people. And to a certain degree, black people love being disrespected, especially by people that don't look like them. The only funny thing is when black people disrespect other black people, then all of a sudden they want to say something. They want to do something about it. But then when these non-blacks disrespect you, all of a sudden, oh man, let it slide. Give them a pass. Y'all, you being too emotional. You being too sensitive. Interesting. But looking at this situation with Scruncho and TK Kirkland, I find it hilarious because for the most part, all these comedians were co-conspiring against Will Smith to get him banned, get him canceled, all this kind of stuff, saying that Will Smith need to learn how to take a joke. But as you can see, none of these comedians seem to be able to take a joke. You didn't see several situations with comedians getting into it. I forgot what that comedian's name is, the dude that got at Kevin Durant. It's funny, he talked all that stuff about Kevin Durant, but yet allegedly he got ran out of LA because he was scared and fearful of a Crip comedian. And I know that Crip comedian, he pretty funny too, but he really a Crip too. Then you had the situation with Monique and DL Hughley about who should be the headliner, where Monique basically did a set where she was going in on DL Hughley. And then I can go far back as like, what was that comedy show they had, Comic View on BET many years ago? I don't know if you remember. I remember Flame Monroe was going in on Sherry Shepherd, saying she looked like Wesley Snipes, which she do look like Wesley Snipes' sister and stuff. And then, not is it Sherry Shepherd or no, it ain't her. I forgot what her name is, but the lady that looked like Wesley Snipes. I know she a Republican. I forgot what her name is, but you know who I'm talking about. That lady that looked like Wesley Snipes. And basically she came back and she went in on Flame Monroe, about, how Flame Monroe lives her life. And it was kind of funny when you thought about it, but that just goes to show you the hypocrisy and the long-standing BS with comedians. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. They love to talk about people and make jokes about people, but then as soon as you say something back to them, then all of a sudden they want to play victim. And that's why I don't take comedians serious, because they contradict themselves on a regular basis, and they're contradicting themselves now. And why ain't all these comedians basically saying, hey, these two dudes need to knock it off? But it's too late now. I thought comedians are supposed to be able to take a joke. So let me get this straight. They can make jokes about other people, and then when somebody responds to them who not necessarily a comedian, then they out of pocket. So this is just laughable to me. I just find it real funny that you got this going on, which I don't like seeing this. They should try to find some common ground, but I don't want to hear nobody talking about the situation with Will Smith anymore. I don't want to hear nothing about people who is too emotional, because what do you find in these comedians? What do you think they're doing? That's just real talk. The hypocrisy is just laughable, seeing what's going on. And I wish you comedians would stop thinking that you got some kind of global or statewide immunity to where you can say whatever you want to say and not be held accountable. It doesn't work like that. So what you tell jokes. You think if you go going to a, going to a bank or something, and let's just say you end up, getting into a fight, you don't think you that go to jail? Oh, I'm a comedian. Your comedian ass going straight to jail. Or you think if you do something that's not of the law, you don't think you gonna go to jail? You think that, oh, I'm a comedian, I was just joking, gonna apply? Yeah, okay. So I'm just laughing at this. Like, this is why you shouldn't take comedians serious whatsoever. You take what they say within a grain of sand. Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep bringing this up. I like Corey Holcomb. I'm a big fan of Corey Holcomb. But for him, how he treated Zoe Williams, how he went off on Zoe Williams, and behind him beating Avery Spears' ass because Avery Spears kept disrespecting him, Corey Holcomb has yet to take any accountability. He's still mad at Zoe Williams. But the thing was, Corey Holcomb let Avery Spears for 2 hours, who was clearly intoxicated, sit up there, point his finger, constantly disrespect Zoe Williams. Instead of him stepping in and saying, hey, man, you got to go. We going to get you out of here. He didn't apologize to his audience. He should have got Avery Spears out of there. So Avery Spears kept disrespecting the dude, and then Avery Spears pretty much got what was coming to him. He got his ass whooped. End of story. Corey Holcomb should have stepped in. I would have stepped in and said, all right, enough is enough. Let's get this guy out of here before something happened. But he let it go on. Instead of him being mad at Avery Spears, which Avery Spears ended up suing him, he solely blamed Zoe Williams. And that wasn't right. And I'll tell Corey Holcomb that to his face. No, you know what I'm saying, with no beef or no funk intended or no fisticuffs, but I'll just tell him man to man. And that's just basically the bottom line. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this situation. Let me know what you guys and girls think. Real talk. It's your boy Town, I'm out.